Hello, everybody. So glad to be here tonight to share with you a very special event. First of all, apologies for the delay in starting. I made a mistake, so all good. Um, but tonight, we have something really fun. This is going to be a D&D 5th edition Barbie adventure. What does that even mean? You will find out. I'm super excited because I was so lucky to be able to put together a super awesome group of players. And really, I think that we should just get right into having them introduce themselves. Um, why don't we start with our dear friend Kev?
Me?
You.
Hi, yeah. Hi, everybody. Good to be back. I'm Kevin, also known as Kev Ran Games around the socials, as you all know. Part of the production team over here on Wanderer's Haven. Beth, I am super thrilled to be playing in the Barbie game. Beth made a joke about a month and a half ago about, we're going to do a Barbie game. I'm like, yeah, we are. I don't know why you're thinking it's a joke. So here we are. We're making it happen. This is going to be so much fun. We telling characters, like character name,
Yeah,
anything? Okay, cool.
sure.
I'm going to be playing Kanar of the Glade. He is a exile from his barbarian tribe because he doesn't want to rage. He wants to keep it cool. And we'll see what happens with that. Glad to be here.
Awesome. That is beautiful. Why don't we jump over to our dear friend Kay? How's it going, Kay?
Hi, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me. Uh, it has not been long since I last played with Beth, less than 12 hours probably,
Yep.
or maybe 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, my name is Kay or Caden Cosmos. I'm going to be playing Big Debbie today. Big Debbie is a dwarf barbarian, or not barbarian, dwarf rogue thief. I was like, I'm going to steal Kennar's thunder.
Yeah!
She, you'll probably
Barbarian
see later.
friends!
You'll maybe see later on. She's a bit of a more butchy kind of lady. I'm very excited to see where we go with this, though.
I'm super excited as well. I can't wait to see what you all do with this. Thank you, Kay, for being here. Next, we have a new friend making her debut as a streamer. Katy, welcome to the table. Why don't you tell
Oh my
us
gosh,
who
thank
you
you.
are and tell us about your character?
Hi, I am Katy, Katy O Lady on socials. Yes, I have done a lot of podcasting and YouTube channeling, but never live. So this is a first for me, and I'm very excited to be doing it for this game. I am playing Millicent Roberts, aka Millie. She is a battlesmith artificer who has spent a lot of time studying about battles and learning how to make armor and little trinkets, but has not really been around people that much. So this is like a real treat for her to be allowed to socialize. So I'm excited.
Amazing. I think that that'll be some fun energy to see here with the rest of the group. Yeah, thank you for being here. So glad that you agreed to do this with us.
Yeah, thanks
And
for
then,
having me.
of course, last but not least, my friend Deb. Deb, what's going on? What's your character like?
Hello, I'm Deb. I am usually here on Wednesdays in the Eastera game with a couple of other folks on this fine screen, but I'm here for this fantastic Barbie game tonight. I'm so excited. I will be playing Tiffany. She is a human warlock. She has some pretty dark vibes going on. She is a little bit goth. She's got an asymmetrical bob and wears dark clothing. She's got a necklace with some skulls on it and just likes to be edgy. So this is gonna be a real adventure for Tiffany.
I'm so excited. Oh boy. Thank you, Deb, for being here with this. So, couple things. You're going to be seeing a map later today from 2 Minute Tabletop. We've got some cool music coming from Epidemic Sound. You'll see our minis are created on Hero Forge, which is always super fun. And you won't see our fantastic producer, Jeremy Hochhalter, who is saving the day and being awesome and just rocking and rolling. Thanks, Jeremy. But I think, unless there's anything else, you guys, I think we're ready to maybe dive in.
Let's do
and
it.
See what's up. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys. So let's set the scene a little bit here. So we're going to begin the game with a renowned adventuring group. And did anyone think of a name for this adventuring group? Shout it out. Anything.
I was thinking
Connect
maybe
Four.
we could be the Mattels.
The Mattels. Yes.
Yep. That's it. Okay.
All about
You're the Mattels.
I love it.
It's canon.
I love it.
Okay, so we're going to begin our game then with the renowned adventuring group known as the Mattels. These fearless heroes have just triumphed yet again. They've saved the day from another impending threat. And spirits are high as you kind of make your way back to along a familiar road back to your hometown, and just bask in your success. So as you are, kind of just walking along the road, why don't you all describe what people see? We got a little bit of a physical description from folks, but why don't we tell them a little bit more? What does Kenner look like? Kennar, sorry, look like, and what's his overall vibe at the moment?
Yeah, sure. So Kennar of the Glade, he is massive. I mean, he's like 6.5 feet tall. His shoulders are huge. He's built like a linebacker. I mean, this guy is enormous. But I'll tell you what, friends, he's still getting off the vibe of a gentle soul. He doesn't want to be a barbarian. His people, he was raised by his orc dad and his human mom, and they were like, you've got to rage out. You got to let the savagery out. And he was like, no, I don't want that. So he actually left. He got exiled, and he came across his best friend in the whole world, who he's currently walking beside, Big Debbie. He's got a massive great axe slung across his back, and he just looks down at her. You would have kicked some major butt back there in that battle, you know? I'm pretty proud of you.
Thanks, you didn't do too bad yourself. Although you didn't see that one guy coming, so I'm glad that I was there to save your ass once more. Let's go!
Yeah, well, thanks. Yeah, you guys will notice that my bulging biceps are bursting out of my loincloth and my kind of furs that I have. I've got like a furred hat with big horns on it, too. I am the textbook barbarian from a Larry Elmore photo. Painting, that's what I'm trying to say. Not photo, I don't know what that is, but yeah, here we are.
And are not good
Incredible.
at biology.
Right, yes.
And so you're walking next to your BFF Big Debbie. Big Debbie, what's up? What's your vibe after this great success?
I mean, I think it's just another boost to the ego. I think that we handled the threat like there wasn't even a chance that we were gonna be like overpowered or anything. I think we probably did we tried to go in stealthily, but it ended up getting hot. But we ended up being able to kind of save the situation. But Big Debbie, yeah, so she's pumped. She's has an extra pep in her step. She is average dwarf-y size, probably like 4.5 feet, so quite a discrepancy between her and Kennar. Her hair is kind of it's definitely one of the like queer haircuts where it's like short, very very short on the sides. She just kind of has some hair in the center that's like braided and all the way back. Yeah, I don't know. She looks cool, and she knows that she looks cool. She did it on purpose. So,
Nice.
like,
Did you cut your hair
Awesome.
yourself? Is that why it looks like that?
is that a compliment or are you
No,
can
I'm really
I?
just asking. I really don't know. I mean, is that why it looks like that? Because you cut it yourself, or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm,
cool. I love it. Looks awesome. You're being you. That's important.
oh, thanks. Thanks,
Yeah.
Kenar. You
Yeah.
just keep being you too, buddy.
Okay.
And walking along with the group, we have our resident artificer tell us what Millie is feeling after another success, and walking with this adventuring group.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. This was beyond my wildest dreams, I have to say. I've been thinking about adventuring in real life for a really long time, and I just never thought this day would come. And I feel like I'm going to write a big thank you note to my parents for letting me join this group. And I feel like I've made 3 new best friends. I really do. And Millie is pretty, she's normal size. She's actually surprisingly muscular because she's always working on building things and armor. Not too social, not too comfortable yet with the chit chat, but she's working on it. And just like she's got long, really wavy, dark brown hair, and most of her clothing is beige, accented by tan and taupe. And just really grateful and excited to be here. And after this battle and mission, has been scribbling in her notebook, taking very detailed notes for next time. Assuming there is a next time, which I hope there is. I'm gonna be asking about it, but fingers crossed.
I'm really glad that your parents signed the permission slip to join this group. That's
Me too.
how wonderful. And the last friend walking along, Deb, why don't you tell us a little bit about your character and how how she's doing right now?
Tiffany's doing okay. She has spent enough time with the group that she's comfortable with them. But she likes to fuck with people, so she nudges Millie and drops back a little bit and is like, "Hey, watch this." And I'm gonna cast Mage Hand and give Kanar a wet willy.
Oh my god, I read about that. Pranks! That's what friends do to each other.
Yep.
Oh, this is great.
Whoa, that's pretty impressive. How did you do that?
You've seen me do magic before.
Yeah. I always forget, though. Magic's weird. I don't understand it. It's.
I
What
was hoping for a better reaction. I don't know. You didn't really do what
Oh,
people do
okay.
when
Let me try it again.
Okay, great. And I'm gonna give him.
Whoa! Oh man, you really got me. Did I do it right? Is
Yeah,
that how I do it, Big Debbie?
no,
Yeah.
this is.
No.
that was so good.
Oh, right. Yeah, I go to give her a high five, and I realize I'm like 2 feet above her head when I go to do. Oh, and I put my hand down.
Low five. Oh, wow. Yeah, it seems like your group is just, kind of living their dream collectively, which is just fantastic. And as you continue along this path, the elation of your recent victory is just still coursing through your veins. And in that moment, you begin to hear something. What is everybody's passive perception?
I have 12.
And
Mine's an 11.
Mine is also 12.
Okay, yeah. So Millie and Big Debbie, you would be the first to hear. It started, very quietly, but it's a gentle sound and kind of melodic, like the tinkling of chimes, and it's sort of coming from, I guess, just like straight into the woods off the path. But it's not a sound that any of you have ever heard before.
Wow. Did you guys hear that?
It sounded like, was it an instrument of some kind? Or
Maybe. I don't know. Like, sometimes when I throw away all my metal scraps, it kind of sounds like that, like a tinkling. Not like the tinkling that you do when you're doing number one, but like the one
Yeah,
that's
I got really
prettier.
confused for a minute. Okay, yeah. All right, I'm with you. Go ahead.
I don't like it. It sounds too nice. I don't know. Happy. It's not great.
As you walk forward just a little bit more, the sound becomes a little bit stronger, still soft and delicate, but louder. And it's kind of alluring. Um, it sounds peaceful and bright, and it just continues.
Oh, kind of like this peaceful vibe that we're getting out of here. You guys feel that? It's warm and tingly. It's like when you make s'mores at the end of the day. You know, when we're ready to camp out for the night. It's kind of like that.
Yeah. Oh, and at that moment, Millie's dog, who's really like her, kind of looks like a robot dog, like a metal dog and her name is Taffer, goes just like bolting toward the sound.
Oh,
Oh no, Taffer! Oh, I should have known she would go after that.
well, hang on. I'll get her. I'll get her. And he straightens his hat a little bit. And he starts trudging in there to go try to find the. This is what, a steel defender, or is some sort of like, what kind of dog is
Yes,
this?
it's a steel
Okay.
defender. So she'll be nice to you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, you
Good.
you follow the gentle like clip clapping of metallic feet on the forest floor, and Taffer, which is the cutest name in the world, by the way, leads you a little bit deeper, not too far into the forest. But as you get closer and closer to Taffer, you're also getting closer to the sound that is getting a little bit louder, and suddenly there's sort of like a break in the trees, and Taffer is sitting, tail wagging, next to an enormous like bouquet of crystals that have sort of shot up from the ground. You see them before you. They are bright and sort of glowing, and the tinkling sound is sort of coming from them. There seem to be, are they fireflies? There's like sparkles kind of emanating from around these crystals. And Taffer just sits there and cocks its head to the side and just looks at you.
Ooh. Okay, well, do I see anything weird besides the fireflies? I mean, do I see anything? There's not a monster gonna jump out, is it? I mean, we fought a mimic last time, and that thing was kind of scary, you know.
It doesn't feel like that it's anything scary, or I mean, you're not even getting sort of that prickling feeling in the back of your neck when you do get close to a mimic. It's just kind of nice, and but it is. I mean, so there are the like glistening lights around it. It's glowing a little bit, and then the sound is kind of coming from the general area around it. That's kind of odd, but you're not getting menacing vibes from it at the moment.
Weird. Well, come on, Taffer. Let's go get everybody else, and we'll show them this cool thing you found. Let's go. And I'll try to go back with the others. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
Taffer will follow me or not, but
I'm sure Taffer would follow you.
cool. Yeah, so
I
we'll go back.
think that you probably offered Taffer some, meat snacks along the way, which she doesn't really eat, but likes the gesture.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've got some like elk jerky or something from the north where I'm from, and I kind of, yeah. So I'm eating it too when we come back. So we found something really cool over here, guys.
Like
are you eating
what?
dog food?
You know what? I ate dog food one time. You never let me live it down. I mean, you dared me, okay? I
But are
I
you
gotta
eating
go
dog
through
food
with it.
right now, though?
No, not right now.
Unprompted.
Not right
Okay.
now. Right now I'm having some jerky. You want some? No, okay.
Sure.
Yeah, so I found something over here. It's a pretty bright light, and it kind of, I don't know. It kind of looks like Magic Tiffany. Maybe you and Millie need to go check it out.
Oh yes, let's go look at it.
Cool.
Sure, I guess. I've been told to stay away from the bright lights, but okay.
Oh, not me.
So are you all gonna then sort of follow along and take a look at what Kanar found?
Yeah, I'll follow them back. Still
Oh,
eating
yeah.
the jerky. I'll hand some to Big Debbie so she can have some too.
Oh yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So with your curiosity piqued, you move closer to the source of that sound, and the rest of you walk forward and see this bouquet of glowing pink crystals, glitter shimmering in the air, the sound of gentle chimes emanating from that space, and suddenly there is a blinding flash of white light, and you're all unconscious. Now, after an uncertain period, an uncertain amount of time, slowly each of you kind of begin to come to your senses. You find yourself waking up. And as your vision clears, you realize that you're no longer amidst the familiar woodlands near your home. Instead, you find yourselves in a room. It's foreign and unfamiliar. The ceilings above you showcase these exquisite white arches and beams, and the walls are adorned with just elegantly patterned wallpaper. And looking further, you notice that there are a couple rows of beds in this space, and you feel like it's reminiscent of an infirmary. Now, everything in this room, perhaps most uniquely, from the building itself to the decor to the objects to the linens on your bed, they're all in various shades of pink. And again, as you start to get your heads right, you've woken up from getting knocked out before. You don't have a headache. You don't feel dizzy. You feel very comfortable. And as you're continuing to sort of assess the situation, you haven't really had a chance to get your bearings. You hear the distinct sound of footsteps approaching. There's a door at the end of this room, and it swings open, and it reveals a woman of remarkable beauty. She is tall, very tall, strikingly tall and poised, and she's wearing the uniform of a doctor, it looks like. Her hair is pinned back meticulously, and her makeup is flawless. She sort of floats herself into the room gracefully, and you kind of notice as she's moving that it's very strange. She is very graceful, and yet there's this strange sort of stiffness to her movement. You didn't realize that those two things could happen at once, but she just moves differently. But she doesn't seem to notice that. That's, it's just kind of how she walks in. But she looks at you all, kind of surprised to see you awake, and just says, "Oh, wonderful. You've awakened. How is everyone feeling?" And she'll
Well,
like
who are
pour
you?
glasses of
Oh,
water
wait.
for you.
What'd you do to my voice? Why do I sound different now? What's going on here?
Oh, I assure you, everything is perfectly fine. Um, Let me just make sure that you're all doing okay. Does anybody feel, off or hopefully not sick? You all look to be well.
I'm better now that you're here.
Well, thank you. That is very kind. I'm Dr. Kirsten. So if you need anything from me, just feel free to ask. And as she sort of walks around fussing over you, that's when you realize that you do kind of feel strange. Not in a bad way, but just in a different way. This is when you kind of notice this strangeness. And when you sort of look around at your friends and at yourselves, you realize that you have undergone a very intense transformation in your appearance. So, those of you who were previously known to be very short have gotten much taller, and your limbs are flexible and movable, but there is sort of a rigidity that you don't normally feel. And as you sort of look at your friends, everyone looks a little different. They're themselves, presumably, but not quite. And why don't we tell everybody what they see now that you've sort of had a chance to look at yourselves? Why don't we start with Tiffany?
Yeah, Tiffany is starting to hyperventilate at this point. She thinks they're in some sort of weird hell dimension. But her haircut is the same. She's still got the same asymmetrical bob, but she's now blonde instead of dark haired, and the tips of her hair are pink. She has on a pink crop top that's got some stripes on it and a pink mini skirt, and she has very high heels as well. She has gotten a fair bit taller. She was like 5'5" before, and now she's 6'1". And she is just like I said before, she's hyperventilating. She's like, why is everything pink? Where are we? Why?
Oh, don't worry, don't worry. I'll explain everything to you. And before she's able to start talking, that's sort of when Millie sort of catches a glimpse of herself. And what is she seeing now?
Oh, I look positively. Wow, my voice is quite mellifluous. Oh, I feel good. I feel effervescent and these and colorful. Wow, you all look positively radiant. And she's not that much taller, perhaps a few inches, but her hair has turned from dark brown to a pastel blue. It looks sort of like a rainbow sherbet color, and she's wearing somewhat of an exercise ensemble. It's like an off-the-shoulder shirt with a black and white bodysuit and some electric blue leggings with pink leg warmers and some very comfortable looking white sneakers. And she's very light on her feet, almost surprisingly more graceful than she used to be.
Well, that is interesting. Continuing around the room, Big Debbie, what's going on?
Big Debbie has gone from her forsake self to the very lengthy bodies of very similar in style to the other folks around her. She is wearing like a pink dress with these like knee-high pink boots underneath the high heels. The dress has a little bit of a white peplum around her waist. Her hair is in a more femme style, and it looks like her undercut has grown in overnight. I wish I know when I
The
was trying to get
dream.
my hair long. Yeah, I wish that. Yeah. Um, Otherwise, her mannerisms and things are still the same. But there is a weird. It, it's. It doesn't scale properly. So like her arms when she puts her hands on like her hips will be up too high or down too low or something. She's not used to this kind of size. And there's like a weird glossy sheen to her skin and her hair. Everything seems like a weird polymer. I don't know anyone's ever seen before.
Yeah, you definitely notice the materials in this place are unique, including your own bodies. Typically, in a building, you would see stone or metal or wood, but that isn't really. I mean, if you sort of tap your bed frame, it doesn't feel normal. It's a hard material. Kind of sounds a little hollow, but that is rather strange. Certainly more strange to see it on your person. Um, how's Kanar doing right now?
So Kanar looks down and no longer wearing his loincloth and his tabard made out of pelts. He is actually wearing a very tight, form-fitting, all white, slightly off-white, cream-colored suit. And he is just kind of like, oh, why is it so tight? What is going on? Why am I? And he reaches up, his helm is gone, and now he's got some sort of half, like almost like a chef's hat, like a big poofy pink hat that hangs off to the one side. His long beard has been closely trimmed to his face, and he looks, and then he sees his friend Big Debbie in the bed next to him, and he stands up and he walks over to her, and he realizes that now that she's taller, he's actually shrunk a little bit too. So he's actually the same height as all the other three. And he's like, what is going on in here? What did you do to us? I mean, what am I wearing? This isn't right. What happened to my voice? What's going on?
Listen, Dr. Kirsten sort of tries to calm down your anxieties here. Um, I understand that this must all seem incredibly strange, but I want to assure you that you are in a safe place. And her words carry an air of openness and sincerity, and it just evokes a sense of trust within each of you, which is strange because not all of you trust very easily. Um, and her warm demeanor, her words find resonance in your heart, and you believe her. You fully believe her that this is safe and good. And she recognizes that there are so many questions that you all must have, but she's maybe not the best to explain everything to you. So she sort of pours more water for each of you once again, really sort of doting on you all, and then just says, I have to get the princess. She will be able to explain everything that's happening here, but in the meantime, I'll take you over to a sitting room if you're all feeling well enough, and you can just enjoy your drinks, and I will have her come over right away. And she will put the beverages on a little tray and just sort of start walking out, assuming that you'll follow. How does it feel when you stand up and start moving?
It's like real rigid, almost like my waist moves one way and my arms move in unison another way. It's really kind of stiff. I don't really understand what's happening. Um, Millie, are you guys playing a joke on me? This is the best prank ever, Tiffany. Millie, did you like turn me into a robot or something? One of those weird metal things that you built at one time? Is that what's going on?
No, I would never do that to you, Kenar. I would never do that. But I will say, it's strange for me as well. When I bend my knees, it makes like a very subtle clicking sound, and it's doing it every time.
Yeah, I thought that was just me. And also, I've realized the arches of my feet are gone. They're completely flat. Is that what you guys got going on with your feet too?
Interesting.
No, my
I
feet
have
are.
the opposite.
Yeah, my feet are just at 90-degree angles, and
You're
I
on your.
can't.
You're like.
Yeah,
It's like
I'm
you're on
on
your
my
tiptoes all the time.
all the time.
Oh my
Perma
gosh.
tiptoe.
What about
Wow.
what about Taffer? Is she okay? Taffer,
Oh, thank you. Oh my
does she at least
goodness,
look the same?
Taffer, come here. Well, she looks the same, except she's wearing a new collar, and it says Taffy instead of Taffer. But otherwise, she looks the same. I think her metal has taken on a slightly pinkish hue.
She does look very similar, and very happy to be here. The tail is just constantly wagging. But you're led into this, much like the infirmary, it's a large and beautiful and ornate space for a sitting room. But you walk in, and there are windows that go floor to ceiling. Some of the ceiling is made of glass as well, so there's just warm, beautiful light shining in. There are plants all around this room. It's almost like a greenhouse that's not actually a greenhouse. And these plants are not like anything that you've seen before. I mean, you've traveled quite a lot, and you've seen a lot of different flora, but these are all one of a kind and very beautiful. So you have a moment. The doctor, sets your trays down, and you have a moment to take a breath as she goes to fetch the princess.
Do you three have any idea what kingdom we're in? I mean, she's going to get a princess.
I'm excited about a princess, but I don't know much.
Yes, I'm excited about a princess too. But no, this is nothing like I've ever read, and I've read every book in our library.
Yeah, I wish I knew how to read, but
I didn't know we had a library.
You don't know how to read. I could teach you both how to read sometime.
okay. I like that idea. Sure.
I have to say, I'm feeling, even though I don't know where we are, I'm feeling quite positive about it. It's like if cotton candy could be a feeling. That's how I feel.
How do you feel, Tiffany?
I don't like cotton candy, but I could use some positivity. So if you've got any to spare, Millie, I hate it here. What is happening?
Tiff.
Everything is pink. I hate pink.
Positivity.
No,
You are a unique and beautiful snowflake. Whoa, what was that? That was really weird.
That's
That was a little weird coming from you, Kenar. But you look weird right now. I don't know. You got a whole suit on.
Why is it so tight? Is what I don't understand. I can't even move.
I think it suits you.
Oh, oh, that's so good. Whoa, what was that? What is happening right now? What's happening to us? This princess needs to get in here and explain this right now, because I'm about to freak out. I don't freak out. I can't freak out.
I think we should think of it as a wonderful adventure.
As Kenar is about to absolutely lose his mind, you do hear once again the clicking of feet down the hallway, and you actually realize it's two sets of feet. And in walks Dr. Kirsten, and she sort of gestures strangely with a stiff arm, but there's I don't know, some decorum to it, and she allows another woman to walk in, equally as tall and graceful and beautiful, You see she's got blonde hair that's sort of pulled up and braided around. She has a tiara that is made of another strange material, but it shimmers. And she walks in. She's also holding, I guess, kind of like a staff. And atop the edge of the staff, there is one large, glowing stone, pink, as everything is here. But she walks in, and she just says, "Welcome, honored guests." And her voice is warm and lilting and just lovely. She says, "I apologize for the unusual circumstances of our meeting. It deviates from our usual protocol, but we find ourselves in a bit of a situation, and we're in need of your assistance." And she kind of stops and waits, and then just decides to continue. I'm Princess Barbie. You've arrived in this enchanted realm at my behest, and I greatly appreciate it. So, the situation that we have here is, well, it's a situation. So, naturally, I had to seek out those that are the most helpful. And she
kidnapped us.
Well,
That feels like the
suppose-
situation here.
I do suppose that is a way that one could look at this. I don't choose to, though. I see this as a chance to meet new friends and try new things. So that's what we're going to do today. Um, and she sort of perches herself on one of the chairs, and similar to all of you, it's very awkward. The legs bend sort of, but then they kind of just go out straight, and but she still looks very comfortable given all of that. And she sort of looks at all of you, waiting to see if it's okay to continue.
Well, I gotta say, Princess Barbie, have we met before, you and I? You look familiar to me.
Don't know that we've met, but I usually am really good with faces and names, so this must be the first time.
Okay.
I'm Princess Barbie.
Don't worry, Princess, and I'll take her hand. I'll never forget your face now. And I just slowly slide back, and I sit in the chair, and my legs are like straight out too in the chair, like in the air, like pointed straight out.
You're too kind. She sort of looks around at the rest of you. I'm very glad that you're here. So what's going on is, this magical land here is powered by 5 very beautiful gems. They're the dream gems, and they sort of power this entire land and sort of give everyone just a little extra oomph. So they're very important. That's kind of what I'm trying to express here, but they've gone missing. Some of them, not all of them. We are missing 4 of the 5 dream gems. This is the 5th, and she sort of taps her staff down, and the stone that's in the center of her staff glows a bit. It's pink and beautiful, and you kind of hear that chimey sound a little bit like you heard before. She says, "So there's I hate to say the word evil, but there's a sorceress, and her name is Maligna, and she has seized control of 4 of these precious dream gems. And with her newfound power, she has summoned creatures from other realms to wreak havoc upon this enchanted fairyland. So that's a problem. Currently, we have sent our most elite members of the Sparkle Guard out to retrieve 3 of the gems. It turns out that some of these creatures that have been sent forth are a bit difficult to fend off. So everyone is out doing their best for the 3, but we need help getting the 4th. Um, it's just been difficult, and I don't know if this makes you feel any better, but you're kind of famous across the realms. Your exploits have been much talked about, and so I couldn't help it when I saw you sort of walking home, having saved the day once again. So that's why all the sparkle. But I feel like this is a lot for you. How's everybody doing?
I feel amazing.
Oh, that's so
Oh.
wonderful.
It's such an honor that you've heard of us and that we're heroes. And do you think, Princess Barbie, that, well, is it too presumptuous to ask if we could be friends?
Of course, we're already friends, all of us.
Oh, that's wonderful. I really I would like to write all this down, but my hands seem to be unable to touch each other, so I'm going to have to rely on my memory.
That should be fine. That's what we typically do here.
Oh,
We don't have any need for quills and ink or parchment. Just write it all in your mind. We're all very capable here, so
An entire
It usually
land
works.
doesn't need to read or write.
oh, Kennar. Perfect for you.
Well, I don't know about that, but one thing I'm concerned about, Big Debbie, she said she knows about our exploits. I thought that cleric said that would clear up with that ointment.
Oh no. I did for me. Were you not using it right?
I mean, of course it did. You know what, Princess Barbie? Do not worry. Will come to your aid. I, Kanar of the Glade, swear myself to you to find this final dream gem. And, of course, my companions want to come as well.
And
What
there's
color
4.
is it?
4.
4 of
Well-
us. That's right. 4 of us. 4 dream gems. It cannot be a coincidence.
well, 4 are missing. There are 5 total.
Yes.
You're looking for 1. It's a lot of numbers. Don't
Yes.
stress yourself out about it. We'll get into more detail.
I'm surprised I could keep it all straight, not knowing about math and arithmetic. So I'm glad I knew it all. So
Those are awfully big words. Don't sell yourself short.
we really are. Okay.
Ooh,
Thanks,
alright.
Princess Barbie.
Well, if you're going to help us, first of all, thank you in advance. Secondly, I guess I should tell you a little bit more information. So, our scouts have basically located, hopefully, where this 4th dream gem has been, I guess, taken to. It's in the Verdant Forest, which, honestly, of all the dream gems that we have been trying to find, is probably the best place it could be. The Verdant Forest is not scary, and it's open and pretty and easy to traverse, so I don't think it'll be a problem for you at all. But in this forest, they found a clearing, and in the clearing, there was a large rock, a monolith, and it looks like Maligna has embedded the rock in this monolith. She's been creating these portals to send over minions from other realms, and well, we think that she's going to start doing it there. So if you're able to go and collect the gem and bring it back to us, we should, hopefully, if the other teams have been doing their best as well, we might be able to defeat her for good. So, because you're very skilled, and she's really laying it on thick for you guys, she knows what she's doing. Because you're so skilled, we would truly be honored to have your assistance. and not to stress you out, but the fate of the enchanted fairyland is definitely in your hands now.
Is it possible in this realm to do like an insight check to see if she's about the forest being safe?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go ahead. Make an insight check, and I'll roll either for deception or yeah, we'll see.
Ooh,
Tell me what you
okay.
get.
Let's see. I rolled a 17 plus 2, so 19.
Okay. Yeah. I rolled a 7. She is being honest. She's being very weird, but honest. So, yeah, you believe that this is it is as she says it is. It's a safe enough place. So that's good, I guess. But she'll look to you all. I know that we're kind of flying through all of this, but time is of the essence. So I guess if you're feeling ready, there's one more thing that we have to do before we would go. But is that a yes?
I mean, I think so.
We
Is there anything that we should know though about getting the gem? And where would it be?
Oh,
How do we
yes.
get it?
Yeah. So I have a map for you, and she'll pull out this scroll. It is a map of, I guess you very clearly see where a castle is located. It looks like the coast, falls to the south, and south of the castle is a large forest that is all in various shades of bright green as it's drawn. And it's labeled the verdant forest. There are other points throughout. There are a couple of markings on the map denoting where other troops have been sent from the Sparkle Guard. And one thing that's unique about this, and Millie, you are used to taking notes and drawing schematics and all of that. You've never seen ink like this. It's kind of strange. It's not fine at all. The lines are a little bit thicker, and you notice that you can kind of even like scratch some of this ink off the paper. Looks kind of waxy. But she shows you this map and points out everything, and she will let you know of any creatures you might see along the way, although it feels like wasted time because they all sound cute. She doesn't seem to mention anything that would be at all frightening, except for I guess maybe to Taffy, just based on size alone. But everything seems very peaceful. And as she's sort of going through everything, she's like, before we send you, I would very much like to offer you a little extra oomph for your journey. I know that we've sort of pulled you here without asking, and that's probably wrong, but we really needed it. So we want to help you. So it's not a big deal, but in order for us to provide you with some, special magic, you have to complete the friendship trial. So just come with me. You'll understand when you see it. And she just gets up and starts walking, click clacking down the hall, leaving you in the dust to follow or not.
Is everybody okay with this? I mean, how do we feel? Big
I'm
Debbie.
already following. I'm marching.
Nice. Big Debbie, you're pretty quiet.
Yeah, I wonder, I want to know why I look like this and what we're going to get from this. You know?
Well, I mean, we're going to save Princess Barbie. I mean, yeah. I mean, isn't that enough to save Princess Barbie and save her kingdom, the Enchanted Kingdom?
carry on her pink reign of terror.
Well, I'm not sure if terrors. Oh, you know what? We better hurry up and catch up. Are you guys in or out?
Yeah. I guess in is the only way we get out of this hellhole, so I'm in.
All right, Debbie.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if there's much else I can do. Maybe I can flirt with Doctor Kristen until you guys get back from this quest. I don't know. We'll see.
All right, let's go.
So
So I'm gonna
you,
move to
yeah,
catch up.
you all move in a weird, fluid yet stiff motion, following Princess Barbie. She has slowed down a little bit, and kind of walks at pace with you all, and she'll say, I'm assuming that your physical forms aren't what you're accustomed to. Is that right? Hmm.
So tight. Ugh.
Well, I assure you, you'll find that all of your abilities are still intact. It might feel a little bit different, but you're ultimately the same. It's just kind of about a look, and the stiffness will go away in time. But follow me, and she leads you to another open room, a grand chamber that, once again, is just pink all around. And, Tiffany, normally you'd feel nauseated by all of this. And you really want to feel nauseated by this because that's just kind of your MO, but it really does look just nice. And that's so strange, perhaps even more upsetting to you than the physical changes. But you feel kind of chill about all of this. And that's maybe not okay. So yes, she will lead you into this room and sort of look to all of you and say, okay, so, well, it'll be explained to you, but if you could all just stand over here, and she sort of points to this raised circle in the middle of the floor. It's just about 2 inches above the normal ground level. And there appear to be, it's split into 4 quadrants, so room for each of you to stand. And she says, please stand up here, and we'll get this going. You can trust me, I promise.
Kanara walk over to one, probably right in stride with Millie. Give her a thumbs up.
Oh yeah, I'm already up there.
Come on, guys, come on.
I'll walk up and I'll take my sword and cut little vents into Kanara's suit jacket just to try and loosen it up for him a little bit.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I can move my arms this way. Still not that way. We'll figure it out.
I'll work on that next.
Okay. So I'll get up there.
Yeah, so
I can do
you get
the
up
split.
there.
Oh,
Oh,
sorry.
no, please. It's very fun to do.
I've never been able to do that before.
It is kind of fun. As you step up, Kanar, nothing seems to happen. You are just up there, waiting for your companions to join you. Come.
Come on, guys, you're embarrassing us. Get up here. Let's go.
I'm following along.
Absolutely.
All right. So you all step up and kind of just stand there for a moment. Nothing is
Tiffany's
happening.
also now kind of trying to see if she can do the splits a little bit without actually doing it. She's just
Oh gosh.
Kanar,
yeah, so...
I look at Big Debbie. I'm just like I'm not going there.
You all stand on this raised platform in each of your quadrants, and suddenly it depresses into the ground just a bit. It's still elevated, but it lowers just a touch, and you feel around you sort of a swirling cloud. Isn't necessarily the right word, but just this pink mist, and it's warm and cool. It smells good, and it surrounds you, and as it surrounds you, you hear what you thought was maybe Princess Barbie, but it's not her voice. And as you look at her, it's not coming from her, but there is a voice that just sort of emanates from around you. And it just it says, in realms of chaos, darkness deep, 4 paths entwined, secrets to keep. With blade and magic, cunning and might, unite your strengths, reveal the light. One wields fury, unstoppable force, beneath the moon, their power source. Another weaves spells, arcane and dark, they're packed with shadows, a potent mark. A master of gadgets, artifice supreme, crafting wonders, a brilliant dream. And lastly, a shadow, silent and keen. In shadow they dance, entirely unseen. Unite your minds, forge bonds anew, 4 forces, one purpose, revealed to few. Speak your strengths in harmony combined, unlock the secrets, true power you'll find. And the mist continues, but the voice quiets. And from the side, you can't really see her right now. You hear the voice of Princess Barbie, and she says, "Now you each have to say nice things about each other." And, and she quiets down. The mist continues to sort of swirl around you, a wonderful aroma. For some of you, it's floral. For others, it smells like freshly baked cookies. It's really lovely being here, and also very strange.
I love it.
No, really, you have to say nice things about each other, otherwise it's not going to work.
Okay.
Well, I could go first. I've been writing lovely things about you for a while. So let me just find. Okay. Oh, yes. Here we go. You have the most lovely musky odor. I've been admiring it for days now. In our little group, it smells sweat and jerky and adventure.
Yes.
As you say these beautiful words, the pink swirling mist sort of moves a little bit faster, and you feel a touch of a breeze rolling by, and there is like a sparkle of glitter that rains down around you, and the section of the floor, your quadrant, lights up pink.
I'll go next. Tiffany, I always really appreciate your perspective on things. I think people might think you're pessimistic. I think that you're right on the money a lot of the times, and I can always count on you when we're going into combat or whatever. I don't never have to worry about what you're doing. I know you've got it. You're so reliable, and I'm glad that we're friends.
Once again, the mist swirls around, and your quadrant glows pink.
That was beautiful. Big Debbie, you're my best friend ever. I don't have a home, but being your friend's like walking in my home all the time. I'd give you a hug, but I'm stuck in this quadrant thing. But you're the best. You're the best.
I'm crying too.
Oh. The mist swirls around, you feel the breeze of it, your quadrant glows, and suddenly the air pushes you forward, allowing you to hug Big Debbie if you so choose.
We embrace, and there's let me get tough again. Oh yeah. Yes. All right. Good job.
The breeze settles down, and 3 of the quadrants are lit.
Tiffany tries to not look pleased by being complimented, but she feels good. And she turns to Millie and she says, "Millie, you are positive all the time, and I don't always see eye to eye with you, but you're pretty nice, and Taffer is a pretty great little dog. So, yep, you round out our party.
The
That means so
the
much to me.
mist becomes a little dull, and the swirling slows a bit. It picks up the speed. Beneath you, the floor sort of flickers, and then it turns pink. You did your best. So
crying, you're crying.
as all four quadrants have become a light, the mist swirls once more and then fades out. You all feel like it would be sort of like remaining dew, but you're not wet. You just feel alive. And Princess Barbie looks to you all very eagerly and says, "You did it! Oh, this is just wonderful. Okay, well, I think you must be ready now. You'll find, having completed the trial, that you'll all be a little bit more capable than you were before. And you can all add 1 point to your armor class.
Oh.
And if you wield a martial weapon, you can make that a +1 weapon. If you don't wield a weapon, you can add 2 points to your AC. So feel free to add those in. You do all feel. Oh, if you don't carry a weapon, then you can bump your AC up 2 points.
I do carry a weapon, so what was
Okay. Yeah, so your weapon then, if you want it to be really whatever you guys want, you get 2 points to work with, either AC
Oh, gotcha.
or a weapon. Whatever you think suits you best. So you are all feeling fortified in body and in spirit, seeing your friends anew in ways that you hadn't really seen them before, which simply delights Princess Barbie. She begins to usher you forward and says, "Don't bother asking too many more questions. You don't really need to overthink this. It's pretty simple. You have the map. I believe in you fully. The entire Barbie realm believes in you, and this has to go well, or we all disappear. So it's not a big deal, but we know that you're very capable." And she sort of just stands there waiting for you all to depart. And before you begin on the trail to the forest, Dr. Kirsten sort of runs forward, that, sort of odd run that I assume Barbies do.
Push Big Debbie.
She comes up to Big Debbie and just sort of looks at her and says, "Good luck," and leans her head over by your head and just sort of taps it at your cheek, and in the approximation of a kiss on the cheek, and she sort of shuffles back, presumably to continue being a doctor.
When Big Debbie turns around, Knarr's like,
Tiffany cast prestidigitation just to create a little wind to make Big Debbie's hair kind of flow out during that.
Little hearts appear above my head.
yes.
And in this beautiful moment, a dream come true, we will take our break. Thank you, everyone who has been watching the first half of this absurd adventure. I'm having a great time. I sure hope all of you are. But we're just going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to hopefully retrieve the missing dream gem. So we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. Stay tuned.
Absolutely.
Hey! Welcome back, everybody. We're so glad that you stuck around, and we hope that you enjoyed the first half of these shenanigans that were so brilliantly brought to you by our amazing cast, who I just am delighted by. Um, well, in the first part of this game, our typical adventuring party was sort of shunted to a magical Barbie realm, changing everything about their appearance, and it looks like possibly some of their personalities. And they were tasked with retrieving one of the missing dream gems that helps to power Barbie's enchanted fairyland. Um, Things have been happening at each of the points where Maligna, this evil sorceress, has been keeping these dream gems. Portals have opened up and allowed creatures and minions to fall through. So she had sent over all of the Sparkle Guard to handle the other 3 dream gems, but needed extra help. So our very brave, very pink adventuring party is going to help. So we did leave off just having left the Enchanted Castle. I do want to say that because you did receive a kiss of good luck from Dr. Kirsten, Big Debbie, you get 5 temporary hit points.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah.
The power
So,
of love.
fortified by the sweet kisses. Feeling a little extra pep in your step, having just received some boons after bearing your souls in the friendship trials, we now venture forward into the Verdant Forest. The map that Princess Barbie gave you is very clear. It just sort of leads you on a bit of a winding path, but there are landmarks throughout that were marked in this strange writing utensil on this piece of paper, and you start walking through the forest. How are all of you feeling physically? Have you gotten used to the movements a little bit more? Are you still feeling kind of stiff and robotic? What's it like?
Well, I think. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Big Debbie.
Okay. I think for Big Debbie that she is sort of starting to get used to it. I think part of being a thief and being someone who hides in the shadows a lot, you have to have some manner of control over your body. So this has really kind of put her back a bit. She's not used to hitting her head on all the branches and things, but she's starting to get a hang of it. And I think that her new body composition helps her blend in with the world around her, and I think that like also maybe the stiffness also helps play into that. So while it is different, she's still as good or as efficient at hiding as she would be normally. But
Awesome. Yeah. Anyone else feeling uniquely changed by all of this?
Well,
Beyond just the clumsiness of your limbs?
Yeah, I think Kanar in the front, he's walking and he's seeing all the sights around the verdant forest. He's taking in the sights and the sounds. He has his companions with him. And for the first time in a very long time since he was exiled from his home, he actually feels comfortable here. I mean, the suit's not comfortable. It's way too tight. And he doesn't like that at all. He's constantly trying to like fix it. I mean, it got the seams let out a little bit by his friend Tiffany. So that helps a little bit. But it's still real tight. It's real binding. Doesn't like that. But the land, yeah, it just feels comfortable. It just feels familiar. He can't quite place what it is, but he likes it. He tries to give some more jerky to Taffy now, not Taffer, and he's surprised that the steel defender doesn't want any of it. So he just shrugs and eats some more. Gives some to Big Debbie. Walks along.
And, Taffy, for her part, is having a great time here. There's so many new smells. And Millie, I think, is adapting really quickly. She's very expert at mechanics in the other realms. So even though body moves in a different way, I think she very quickly figures out how to do things with this new movement. And she's really loving the non beige tones. So it's really good, and the friendship is just awesome.
Top tier.
Yeah.
How
Tiffany,
is Tiffany doing? Yeah.
she feels a little weird after the friendship trial. She's not sure if it's optimism or indigestion. So she's just like, I don't, this is a new feeling. I don't know. She's also feeling like she's wearing much less clothing than she usually does. So she's a little self-conscious with the crop top and the mini skirt. But she's getting used to it.
All right. Yeah, it's strange because things feel simultaneously very wrong and yet so right. Uh, I think especially after the friendship trial and receiving these additional gifts, it does feel a little bit better and not quite as strange and upsetting for most of you. Um, but as you continue walking, Taffy trotting along just ends up darting forward a little bit, just sort of gently barking all the way, hopping along on a fairly open path, not anywhere too far away, but they run forward and beyond your sight, you just hear her barking, very excited.
Taffy, where are you going? Oh, friends, I think we should see where Taffy's gone.
Hopefully she's all right.
Yeah.
What do you think
She's
she
still-
found?
I don't know.
She's still barking happily, and then you do see her sort of come into view, bark, 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 and then turn around and keep running, as if to lead you further into the forest.
What's that, girl? You want us to follow you?
All right. We will. Let's go.
Naturally, you follow Taffy, and much like before, Taffy has led you to a gem, a crystal, a glowing rock of some kind. But this one in particular is very important because you see that Taffy has led you to sort of an open area in the forest, free of trees, and in the center of this open space, there's a large monolithic rock, and embedded into it is a purple gem that is sort of pulsing in its glow. There seem to be markings etched into the stone around the gem. You're not sure what they mean, but there's something going on there. And the glowing pulse just continues to emanate from this gem.
It's almost too easy, guys.
Mhm.
I know. Let's
And
just.
with that exact phrase, as if you made it happen, you jinxed it. Before you see 4 puffs of green smoke that come out of nowhere. The smoke sort of glimmers. There's like a glittery sheen to it, and you find yourself in the middle of this open space. And before you, as the smoke drops, you see 4 figures. Each of them stands not quite as tall as all of you. They are all sort of humanoid in their forms, but just a little bit littler. And as the smoke is clearing, you realize that the first creature you see before you resembles a creature that you've seen before, a turtle, just a humanoid tortoise turtle standing there, and as the smoke clears and you see this turtle, it sort of does a spin and and it sort of spins some weapons in its hand. You see that it has an orange cloth over its eyes with holes cut in, sort of giving an air of mystery to its appearance. And as the smoke clears on the second figure, you see a man of odd proportion, very large upper body, very doughy looking. His bare chest is proudly on display, and he raises his arms in a pose. And as he does it, his arms extend further and further and further. And you can tell that he must be incredibly flexible. The smoke clears on the third entity, and you see just this aura of power. This humanoid figure is wearing a red uniform, head to toe. There's a mask covering its face, and with its white and red uniform, it wears a belt across its middle, and emblazoned on the belt, it looks like a lizard. And he kind of does this like semi backflip move and stands before you with a swift kick. And then the last bit of smoke fades away, and you see, it especially catches your eye, Millie, you see a machine. It stands very proud, its square chest projecting strength, and it raises its arms and they rotate in a circle, and they all just sort of stand there looking at you. And I would want everybody to roll some initiative.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We're getting into it, folks.
Natural 20. Oh, my God. I never roll natural 20s on initiative.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited.
Incredible. I love this for us.
Yes. So my total's a 21.
Okay. Kenner is a 21. How about everybody else?
18 for Tiffany.
Okay.
Evie
How about
got
Millie?
Yeah.
two. Sorry.
Total of 4 for Taffy and
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
that's usually what I
Um,
roll.
And what'd you say for Big Debbie?
16.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So, as you watch the smoke clear from all of these minions, it looks like Kanar, you are the first one to gain your bearings. What would you like to do? I'm going to pull up a map. That's probably helpful for you, I would assume. Yeah. So you find yourself in this open forest space. In the center is that large monolithic rock, and then we have each of our figures
Yes.
surrounding the rock here. And yeah, so how you gonna do it, Kanar?
Well, in my tribe, we are going to respect might and who looks the most powerful. So I take
Yeah.
a moment to look at all 4 of these foes, and I step forward to the one that's red. Looks like he's built out of armor, this machine guy. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you there, know this. We have been sent on a noble quest by Princess Barbie. Stand down, for we are renowned adventurers. We do not wish to harm you.
It just looks at you, its limbs spinning, and it says, "Activate." And it continues to spin, looking ominous as you go to attack.
Hey, Millie, what does activate mean?
Oh, I don't know, but I think it might be more than meets the eye, so just be careful.
I'll grab from my great axe, and as I pull it off, I get it in the hand, and I look down, and I realize the metal on it has like a pinkish hue. All the leather wrappings on it that were like a brownish black are now purple, and I'm like, okay. And I'll swing at this prime foe. He looks like the optimal target for me.
He does. He really does.
Now on the full attack action, I actually have 2 attacks, but I'm just gonna do one because Kanar's really just like, hey, we don't want to fight. So
Yeah.
4 plus 7, 11.
11 is not going to hit.
Okay.
So
It just
you
swings
you
wide.
you come, and as you're about to strike down on this Autobot, it sort of its midsection spins just as you're doing that, and so you go wide as it spins back into place. Its head backwards, but then that spins to make it right again, and it just sort of clicks into place in front of you, looking at you. Would you like to make the second attack?
No, I just have a
Okay.
gulp,
Sure.
and I just
Yeah.
stand there like what?
Absolutely. Yeah. So you kind of just stand there giving it a look, and it is the minion's turn now. So this bot in front of you is going to, because you're so close, it's going to open up a portion of its chest, and something pops out and strikes you directly in the chest as you stand face to face with it. And that's a natural 1. So what happens is it gets jammed in his midsection. It doesn't actually happen, and he can't quite close down the thing again, and so he just sort of stands there, effectively useless. Then we have this turtle who moves way faster than any turtle you've ever seen, and he sort of, kind of cartwheels his way over, and will come up over here and sidle up next to Big Debbie, and it will try to make an attack with its little dagger weapon thing in its hand. That is a natural 19 for a total of 22.
Yep.
Does that hit you? Okay. So you're not expecting this turtle to be quite as fast as you would imagine, and so it is going to stab at you with this. Nice. It's going to stab at you with its dagger and deal 2 points of damage. I rolled 1s. So you feel just kind of like a poke in your side as you look at this turtle figure. The man in red will do backflips all the way up to you, Millie, and as it gets close, it's going to try to chop at you. And that is a 16 to hit.
It would have hit me, but somehow in this realm I'm just slightly more defended, and so it misses.
You, as it comes and tries to bring its arm down on you, there's a glow that emanates from your body, and you are shielded from this attack. The glow feels very similar to the way that mist felt as you were standing with it swirling around you, talking with your friends. So it totally misses you. And then this weird-looking guy is going to run forward. As it runs, it's like each foot is sort of stuck to the ground, and it moves very far before the leg catches up to it. It is going to come here, and even at a distance, it's going to send a fist forward and try to make an unarmed strike against you, Tiffany, as its arm sort of telescopes out like rubber and attempts to punch. That is an 18 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so as this, again, you don't expect to see someone standing so far away from you hit you with a punch, but here we are, and you take a total of 5 points of bludgeoning damage to the face from this surprisingly soft fist, but powerful. So that's the end of their turns. Tiffany, after being socked in the face, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Tiffany's gonna sort of yell out, "Hey, that's not very nice," and then look horrified at what just came out of her mouth. She is going to step forward and use her hex weapon, which is her long sword, and try to attack him with that.
Yes.
Oh, that was not very good. 12.
A 12 just hits. Roll for damage.
Great.
Nice.
So she's got it like in her like basically Barbie
Yes.
claw hands. She's got it wedged in between both of her hands there. So she did
It's very stable there. Don't worry.
Yes, she did 13 damage.
Okay.
Nice.
As you take your hexed weapon, you hear the voice of your patron in the back of your mind. Just it sounds like reciting dark poetry. It's just this sort of never-ending speech in your brain that just brings down the mood, man. But with that comes power, and so as you take a swipe down at this rubber man, you slice across its chest, and as you do, its flesh peels open and out spills sand, just oozing out. And as the sand continues to spill, its body becomes weaker and it falls, presumably dead, to the ground. So you've killed Stretch Armstrong. Good job.
Awesome move.
And then
Random.
so next up it's Big Debbie's turn.
Sweet. I debated just running to the pillar, but I don't like the fact that Millie is sandwiched in between these two. So I'm gonna try and fight this turtle.
Totally.
Yeah. I'll use just my short sword. Let's see.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so that is a 27 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Awesome. Do I get my sneak attack because Millie is within 5 feet?
Absolutely you do.
It's no fun if not. So
Bring it on.
So that's 4d6, I believe.
Okay.
Nice. So 24 altogether.
Yeah. So you take your short sword, and as you begin to swipe, your entire body and your sword glows, and it's pink and it's gold and it's just light. And you swipe down with your weapon, and it pierces through this turtle's shell with ease, like butter. It's very weird, kind of unnerving, but you slice your way through it, and inside you see nothing. It is entirely hollow. But this turtle with its gaping wound across its shell sort of falls backwards and just sort of rocks there, dead.
Nice.
All right. I was gonna make turtle soup, but there's nothing in there. Oh.
Nothing at all. Yeah, so you feel behind you, Millie, that the foe that was breathing down your neck is no longer. But it is your turn, and what would you like to do?
Well, I immediately noticed that this strange ranger is very angry. He's shouting, I got you, and I say, nuh-uh, I had field. I got it from Princess Barbie. And I just retaliate with my spear, and I roll a total of a 19 to hit.
That is going to hit. Absolutely.
Oh, goody. And so it actually is going to do a 9 damage.
9 damage,
And
yeah.
That's my first hit if it doesn't do enough.
Well, what you see is you swipe with your weapon, and as you strike, these creatures are shockingly weak. So as you strike down with it, you do sever one of its arms, but in its place grows another arm. But it's strange. The costume here, instead of being red like the rest, this has green on it, and that arm sort of grows out and replaces it. It's still ready to fight, but you're welcome to make more
Oh
attacks.
my. Oh, I will. I will. I think I will strike again. And I'll stick with the spear and just
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with this new arm because it's frightening. And that one is a 17 to hit?
That hits.
Ooh.
Yeah. Roll
Well,
some
okay,
damage.
good. So this time, yeah, a little better. It's 11.
Yeah, okay. So with that, you go towards this arm again, and you go to slice it off, and as you do, the arm falls to the ground, but as it falls, it turns into that weird material that you're seeing all over here, and it looks like a lizard's arm, sort of. Strange, but its arm falls off. You see, coming out of this gaping wound is tufts of cotton, and this minion just collapses to the ground, deceased. So we're gonna. Is there anything else that you wanted to do on your turn?
Well, Taffy goes after me, but no,
Okay.
my turn is done.
Yeah.
There's still, yes, there's still
There's still one
people to
more.
fight. We still have
Yes.
this big monster, and I think that Taffy
This
is
robot in
really chomping at
disguise.
the bit to go over to this strange machine.
Yes. Yeah, we'll send Taffy over. I'm sorry, I don't have a mini for Taffy, but let me see.
That's okay.
How about this werewolf? Will that work?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
It's a
that's
werewolf wearing
perfect.
glasses. It's something special, right?
Dig it.
Um,
yes, I like
So embodying the energy of a werewolf, Taffy, your mechanical dog, runs forward to attack this strange robotic creature. Go ahead and roll for the attack.
Okay, let's see. Okay, so 5 feet. Okay, so Taffy is going to run up to this big machine and get within 5 feet, and
Mhm.
then try to do some force damage on it, and Taffy gets, oh my, a 23 together there.
Taffy
Yeah, get
absolutely hits. Yes.
Oh, Taffy's very angry at this other sort of metal machine, and so she is going to do. Oh my! It's going to be 11.
Yeah. Okay, so Taffy comes up. How does Taffy attack? What do they do?
Well, it's actually surprisingly kind of cute, in a deadly sort of way. But so this machine is very blocky, and so I think that Taffy just goes right for the head portion, sort of between the blocky chest and the head of this thing, and just really goes for. There's not much of a neck. There's really not much, but Taffy's
But if-
going for the throat ring.
Yeah, even though there's not much neck, Taffy finds purchase and sort of chomps down. And as that happens, you hear a horrific crunch. As someone who works with machinery, you know that it's not a great sound to hear. So the wound that opens up from Taffy's strong jaws is enough to remove the head of this mechanical creature. Its midsection starts spinning in a couple of circles before it stops again, and it sort of lets out little sparks. It's still standing, but it looks like it is having a hard time functioning, and you would know that it is very near to total malfunction. Does Taffy do anything else on her turn?
Very good. No, I think that Taffy's gonna go and just stay there with Kanar to finish off this buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Kanar, we're going back to the top. Kanar, it is your turn. You've
Yeah.
just seen this sweet little demon dog jump up and behead the robot before you. How would you like to approach?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be like, good girl, and I'm just gonna just double hit the thing with the axe, just try to cut him down to size, finish him off once and for all.
Yeah.
All right, so my full attack is 2 attacks. Okay, it's gonna be a 19 and a 23.
Those will both hit.
Heck yeah. My great axe. Oh, actually, it was one higher. I forgot because of my +1 weapon from our friendship circle. So my damage is going to be. Now, do you want a total damage or you want separate for each?
Hit me with all of it.
Hit me with your best shot. Okay.
I'm fairly certain I know the outcome.
All right, so the total between the 2 attacks is going to be a total of 10.
Yeah, okay. So this bot's form is already damaged with the head entirely removed. And as you come with is it a hammer or an axe?
It's a great axe, big double-headed great axe. And
Yeah.
it's actually 18. I forgot to add my +4 for my strength. So sorry. So it's 18, not 10. I rolled 10. Sorry. So even better.
So you come down 2 swipes with your great axe, and you hear the sound of metal on metal, I guess. And sparks fly, and the limbs of this don't fall off, but they sort of fall into the body in a different way, and as it dies, it sort of folds in on itself, taking a new form, and lays smoking on the ground. And this open space in the wood is quiet for a moment. You all have a moment to catch your bearings.
Yeah. Awesome job, Taffy. Give me a paw.
Oh yes, good girl. Yeah, and Taffy will definitely give a little eye paw.
Yeah. I have a dog biscuit from somewhere, and I throw it up in the air for her to catch. And then I look to Big Debbie. Okay, I do eat them sometimes. All right, don't judge me. Okay.
It's too late for that. That was weird. I don't know what those things were.
It was weird. I've never seen these figures like that before, but they were high action.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Can we get the gem out now that they're gone?
Yeah, let's give it a shot. I would like to go over and. Is it like a magically in the thing, or?
And if I can, Beth, I have a subclass ability where I can open my senses to sense magic within 60 feet of me. It's kind of like detect magic.
Yeah. So as you open your senses, at first you are struck almost to the point of falling with just an overwhelming amount of magic around you. And it's not just coming from this gem, though the gem is glowing ever brighter as you've opened your senses to it. But the entire forest around you has pulsing glow to it that you couldn't see before, but now you're able to feel the magic that sort of thrums through the very fiber of this realm. But more than anything else, in a way that's almost blinding to you, this dream gem that is embedded in this monolithic stone glows and pulses and sends out waves of magical energy that you can feel very clearly.
That's where it is. Guys, go ahead. Go ahead. Kanar just kneels down, kind of bends his head.
tapped out. Okay, Tiffany or Millie, I think this is probably, if it's a magical thing in nature.
I have something I can try. And I am gonna reach out and cast Shatter on the rock.
Oh, good idea.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, cast it.
That's a con save of 14 from the rock.
Okay. What do we think a rock's constitution score is?
0.
Let's see. Yeah, you know what? It's an inanimate object. It can't do shit. Let's do this. 14. That is a 13 from the rock.
Yeah.
Great. So
what does it look like as you send that spell out?
Yeah, I do 26 damage to this rock. And
Mhm.
it is like the same sort of essence as was swirling around us in the friendship trial. It's this sort of pink mist that glitters as I just sort of reach out my hands, and it extends toward the rock, and then the rock just explodes.
Amazing. Yeah, and as this monolith crumbles, the gem doesn't fall to the ground with the rest of the rubble. It sort of floats up there and gently comes lower and lower, never touching the ground or the rubble, but it comes down to your level.
Nice.
Well, I guess my magic's pink now, guys. That's
I like it.
It looks
upsetting.
good. Looks good.
Thanks, I guess.
Yeah.
Who wants to carry this thing? And I'll reach out and grab it.
Well, I have created something, a bag, and it can hold a multitude of many
Solid.
things. You'd be so surprised. Maybe perhaps we could just grab it with the bag so that we don't have to touch it, just in case.
Probably
Couldn't
smart.
hurt.
Right?
Yeah.
I will attempt to do so.
Yeah, so you take your bag and you sort of gently drape it over this floating gem, and you are able to contain it. It's floating there, unmoving as you kind of move the bag over it. But the moment that it's fully encased in the bag, you feel it drop, and there is a significant weight that you feel that sort of makes the bag drop in your hands just a touch, but then it becomes very light, as you would expect with items being placed into such an item.
Wow.
Yeah, and as the gem is contained, you have a moment where you're able to breathe. However, that moment is very quickly interrupted. You see another puff of green smoke. This time, it looks like a storm. It has golden lightning sort of crackling through this cloudy fog, and in that space, you expect to see another kind of crappy minion, but instead, you see a beautiful and frightening woman. She looks much like the others that inhabit this land, tall, beautiful, long hair, makeup done immaculately, but she has an energy emanating off of her that is unlike anything that you've experienced in this realm. And she looks at you and sneers and just says, "You can't take that away from me. I will control the gems." And she runs forward and attacks. So we're still in initiative. We'll keep the order that we have, and we'll go back to the map, and you'll see standing over the crumbled rocks is Maligna. Her outfit is beautiful. It's this deep, dark green with sort of gold piping, and she wears this mantle across her shoulders and chest that looks like gold metal. Um, she is quite a sight to behold, but looking at her sort of makes you all feel a little bit sick to your stomach. Um, and as she runs forward to attack, she runs a few steps out, and then she is going to send out a wave of her own magic. And she is going to, much like what Tiffany did, cast Shatter. So everyone within a 10-foot radius of her will take some damage. So, I don't know. Kanar, are you, would you say you're in that window?
Yeah, I would say I'm just inside there. It looks like Taffy is just outside of that, though. So
Yeah, Taffy should be okay.
Yeah.
Everyone else, you're within her space. And I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw,
Oh,
please.
cool. I'm good at those. Ooh. 23.
Yeah, that saves.
18 for me.
Okay, yeah, that saves as well.
15.
If the DC is 15, does that mean what is the rule there?
If
I
she
don't
hits it.
remember.
Yeah, she'll pass it.
Okay, yeah, you pass.
I got a 6.
Okay.
Debbie,
So the space erupts with a vibrating energy, and some of your companions are able to shield themselves from it, but you end up taking 14, 16, 19 points
Oh, Deborah.
of thunder damage.
Alright.
So your world is rocked just a little bit. Yeah, so this pulse sort of radiates through, and let's see. So the rest of you will take, what is that? 9 points of damage. Is that right? I don't remember what I said anymore. You take damage. And she then stands her ground and looks at you all. Tiffany, Big Debbie, and Millie, you'll see, since she's sort of facing you, her face sort of contorts into a very grotesque sort of snarl as she looks at you. She's horrible and beautiful at the same time. And it will be Tiffany's turn.
Cool. Tiffany is right there. She is going to use her bonus action to cast Hexblade's to use Hexblade's Curse. So she's cursed for a minute, and then I am going to try and use my long sword to hit her.
Do it. What does the curse look like? You've cast this many times, and the energy sort of radiates from you. How does it look?
In the past, it's always been like a dark bluish black smoke. And now it is much like the shatter spell, sort of pinkish purple, with some glitter in it, and it just sort of surrounds and whirls around her.
Yeah. And strangely, as you cast this hex, you don't hear that voice in the back of your head. which is very odd because you feel the magic coming from you, but she hasn't said anything.
I am rolling terribly with my longsword tonight. 13.
A 13 is going to miss. So as you go to take a swing at her, her outfit sort of it like pulses almost like a neon light has that haze around it, and she's able to magically shield herself from your blow. Is there anything else that you wanted to do on your turn?
Nope, I will stay there.
Okay, yeah. Now we've got Big Debbie.
All right. Is there any other effects to shatter other than the damage?
That's a great question. Creature takes damage. You have some ringing in your ears.
Just tinnitus.
Yeah. You don't. I mean, that was not fun. But you're okay.
Somewhat okay. All right. For I almost said Big Barbie. Then I'm gonna just I'll go in with my short sword as well.
Come on, Debbie.
Yeah.
Let's go party.
Yeah.
All right.
No more. We don't have the rights. Okay.
That's all you get. So that's 24 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Ooh.
Big time.
Okay. So that is a 9. Do I get sneak attack?
You
damage?
betcha.
Ooh. So 9 plus. Oh, I rolled really well. 9 plus 15, so 24 again.
Yeah. So you lash out with your sword, and she's just put forth this energy to block Tiffany's attack, but you come in swiftly after in this wonderful moment of teamwork, and you're able to breach this and hit her for 24 points. That's amazing. She sort of gasps, and there's a like a high-pitched whine that comes from her as you slice her. You do see where a bit of the wound has been revealed, that there is sort of this bright green glow coming from inside of her. Yeah. Is there anything else you want to do on your turn?
I just want to accidentally cut off some of her hair in the midst of that, because it'll never grow back. So
Yes. Yes, you can do that.
it's gonna look funny forever.
It's weird, but you can do it. um, just kidding, guys. Okay. Next up, we've got Millie and then Taffy.
Me.
Yes.
So I have seen that this evil person is bleeding-ish, and so but I'm a little nervous about that last shatter attempt. So I'm actually going to back up a bit out of shatter range,
Sure.
and my spear, I've actually imbued it with this ability where when I throw it and it comes back to me. So I'm going
Nice.
to do a ranged attack with my spear this
Yeah.
time.
Fantastic.
Ooh, that's only. Oh wait, with a +1, it's still only
What was it?
12 to hit altogether.
12. So it misses. As Big Debbie slashes through her, her body sort of recoils just at the moment when you've thrown this, so it happens to miss. But you said it will come back to you?
Yes, it comes back to me, and I'm going to try again.
Yes.
Nice.
That's all we can do.
All we can do. Oh my. Is a 28 altogether.
Yeah, that hits her.
I rolled a 2 that second time. Okay. Oh, good. And so the damage with my second try is going to be 10 damage,
Nice.
and I'm going to, as a bonus action, do
What was it? Sorry, you cut out
And
a
so
little bit.
that's going to be oh. So I'm going to do a branding smite as a bonus action.
Yes.
Since that second a spear attack hit, so that's going to be an extra a 2d6. Oh my, max damage. So that's actually so 22 altogether
Oh, wow.
on this
Yeah.
second
Okay.
attack.
Nice.
So you catch your spear once more and release it with utter conviction as you know now where she stands, and the spear impales her, traveling entirely through her before you're ready to summon it back to you. It opens up a massive wound inside of her, and she doesn't bleed, but this wound sort of becomes larger and more starts to glow from her, both from her front but now also from behind, where she has just entirely been opened up in her midsection. She still stands, but she's wavering, and she looks at you and she says, "Can't you just leave it alone?"
No. um and then I catch the spear, and then I say, sick 'em Taffy, and so that will my turn, and then Taffy will just kind of run as fast as she can, and attack and do her first empowered rend on Maligna, and
Maligna, yeah.
so that's gonna be it's gonna be. Does Taffy get that +1 all?
Oh, of course Taffy does. Yes.
So then that'll be a 4.
Sorry, you cut out again. What did you say? It's going to be what?
Oh no! It's altogether 15.
15 is just going to miss.
Oh.
So, as
I
Taffy,
think Taffy overexcited, yeah.
yeah. So Taffy just misses. As Taffy sort of goes to leap to attack, Maligna puts a hand out, and Taffy freezes in the air and then gets pushed back towards you, gently enough. Nothing bad happens to Taffy. I couldn't live with myself. So Taffy is entirely fine, and but is pushed backwards a bit. Was Taffy coming from your direction? I'll move the token.
Taffy was coming toward me because she was next
Okay.
to the robot.
Yeah.
And I don't think she had much of a chance to get back to me, but she was sort of on her way
Okay.
to me.
Sure. Yeah. So I moved her a little bit
Pushed back
closer.
away.
She was pushed back a little bit, but she's okay. Okay. Anything else for Taffy?
Just gonna do that sort of shake thing that robot dogs do,
I love that.
and get ready for the
Um,
next time.
yeah. So Taffy sort of skitters to a halt. Once again, close by is Kanar, and it is now your turn.
Ooh, okay. So Kanar sees everything that's going on. He looks to his companions. He knows that the time is dire. He knows that this evil witch is threatening everybody, has just knocked Taffy aside. My friends are in danger. My place that I feel like is my new home is in danger. And I start to step forward, and when I do, my suit, it's just too tight. So I grab the hat and I slam it down on the ground, and I grab the shirt and I go, "Roar!" As I rage out, I rip the suit off, and underneath I'm wearing pink and yellow and gold emblazoned exercise suit outfit. I look like the Ken Don, the summer, gym exercise outfit. My hair, and by hair I mean the completely long and mane flowing in the back like Fabio, but bald on the top like me. I just go, I'm gonna rage out, and I'm gonna surge right towards this crazy evil lady. I'm gonna try to take her out. I'm gonna reckless attack. Just gonna
Do
go
it.
balls to the wall, baby. Here we go.
Get her.
All right. So that first attack is going to be with advantage. So that's gonna be a 24.
Yes, that
Yeah.
hits.
So let's roll damage. 1d12 plus 4 plus I'm raging, so that's another 2. So that's going to be, oh boy, that's going to be 12 points of damage as I slash through her. And I just continue with the figure 8. I'm going to come back with the axe and swipe across her again because I have 2 attacks for the full attack action. 19 plus 7 is a 20, what's 25, 26, 20, 26. Plus 1 because of my weapon being enchanted. So yeah, 27. Oh boy. And then we're going to do the damage 1d12 plus 6. So another 12 points of slashing damage through her stomach.
In this wonderful moment of embracing your rage, what exactly does it look like when you slay Maligna?
I think the first attack, as I mentioned, when I go through with the second attack and it goes through her stomach, the swipe completes, and in that moment, I just look back to her, and again, the hair is flowing. There is a corona of a rainbow effect above all 5 of us, including Taffy, all 5 of us. It just correlates around all of us. It swirls, and the power of friendship just comes down and beams down on all 5 of us. And in that moment, Maligna, she just kind of starts to spread and peel apart. That green energy starts kind of coming out of her all sickly, and it starts to spread and dissipate into the air. And I just look at her, and I'm like, it's not your time to party. And she just kind of explodes.
The space is quiet once again. Millie, you feel from the bag at your side just one intense pulse. And you assume the dream gem has sort of sent that energy out. Maligna falls, and that green light sort of spills from her, and she just sort of curls into herself and turns to a fine green sand just spread on the floor of the verdant forest.
Wow.
Oh, we did it, everybody. We did it. Yeah.
We did it together.
We did. I'm going to go up and grab everybody in a big, huge bear hug. There's a couple of popping bones and snapping backs in a friendly, that great way, because we're all feel stiff because of our Barbie body forms. I love all you guys so much.
I love you guys too.
Yeah, let's get back home. I'm sick of looking like this.
You got the gem, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So,
I have a little bag of sand in my inventory. I'm gonna dump out the sand that's in there and scoop up some of the Maligna sand and.
Okay. You now possess the sandy remains of the most evil sorceress to ever infiltrate the Barbie realm. So, mark that in your inventory. So you will gather your bearings. You are welcome to try to loot the bodies of the minions. However, unfortunately, they don't have anything on them. They don't even have pockets. It's very strange. But you use the map that was provided and find your way back to Barbie's enchanted castle.
Just before we left, I just
yes.
wanted to cast mending on the rock that we broke, just to put it back.
Yeah, I'll help pull all the pieces together so that when that happens, it's all.
That is incredibly kind.
Good as new.
It is good as new. So yes, you left the space just as you found it, sort of. There are some extra. It's not a big deal, but you find your way back to Barbie's castle, and before you you see a large group of Barbies. Is that what you call people from the Barbie kingdom? It's very strange, but you see large groups, many of them dressed in adventurers' clothes, armor. There are weapons, all in various shades of pink and white and gold. The armor that they have is pristine, and it sparkles in the light. As you approach ever closer, you see that each of these groups, they're sort of holding out gems that they have found and brought back. So you are able to sort of push your way through the crowd, and you find Princess Barbie sort of at the center of it all. She looks to all of you with a radiant smile, and she just says, "Oh, heroes, I'm in awe of your bravery, your unwavering friendship, and just the light that shines within each of you. You have proven that even in the face of darkness, true friendship and unity can conquer all. Your valor has secured the safety of the 5th Dream Gem, and with it, we stand a chance to reclaim our realm's enchantment." And she just gives a clap, and then all of the other beings around you start clapping as well. And much like your last success back in your home realm, you are just filled with such pride. But this is a little different, because not only are you proud of yourself, you've always been proud of your friends, but it feels like more now somehow. It must be the strange magic of this place. Who knows? Maybe it'll go away. But Barbie comes forward and puts her hands out to take the gem from you, Millie, if you're willing to give it back.
It takes me a while to find it in my bag of holding. There's lots of plunking around and things.
Yeah.
And, some odd noises, but eventually, yes, I do produce it.
Wonderful. She smiles again very beautifully and takes the gem. She waves her hand and it sort of floats in the air, the other gems that were retrieved floating with it. And she taps down her staff, and the gem that resides in the staff glows brightly, and the other gems sort of orbit around it, and are just held there in space for now. After a little bit of chit chat with some of the other folks here, which you found that they are all shockingly accomplished. Everyone looks so young, but they all have wonderful careers and just have done so much with their lives. It's rather incredible. But Barbie then gathers everyone, gets their attention. She says, "Friends, we've now restored magic in our enchanted fairyland. I couldn't have done it without all of you, truly, but special thanks to our guests of honor. What were you called? The Mattels?
That's
Wonderful. A round of applause for the Mattels." And everyone sort of gives claps that are a little bit soft and hollow, but they're enthusiastic nonetheless. And Barbie looks to you all and says, "I can send you home whenever you'd like. But if you have the time and inclination, we were going to go to the coast and have a party on the beach. If you'd like to come, you're more than welcome."
I'm already dressed for it, Barbie. Let's go. Come on, Big
Fantastic.
Debbie. Let's go. Let's go,
Let's
Tiffany.
go.
Come on.
Hey.
Gonna be some hot babes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Guess we don't have
Uh,
anything to get back to right away.
So you go and you enjoy the wonders of a Barbie beach party. The water glistens and sparkles. You see dolphins jumping in the distance. The sun is warm and bright. There's a rainbow. There's music. Everyone is having a wonderful time, and you feel very accomplished. Um, Before we wrap this up, um, in the spirit of the power of friendship, I would love to know what each of your characters will take away from this particular experience. Um, let's start with Kanar.
Oh. Well, I think Kanar's journey has always been about trying to find his home. And I think after going to a new place with his friends and having to hear their kind words about him and having to say kind words about them, of being together, of learning basically that your home is where you feel like you are and it feels like where your heart is. And so he takes a lot of pride in his friends that we're together on that. And so yeah, he's learned that home isn't really a place, it's really just more of a state of mind. So
Awesome. What about Millie?
oh, well, Millie was a little sad to leave at first because she felt more confident here, more colorful, more comfortable in her own skin. And she was very pleased to learn that when she returned, that the beautiful colors stayed, and she felt very grateful for that, and plans to keep them forever. And also, I think just a sense of confidence in herself, in that she's enough just the way that she is, and she's going to be able to make friends and make her parents proud.
That is lovely. Good for Millie. Um, it was probably a lot, but how's Tiffany doing after all of this? What was her experience like? What will she be taking from this?
Well, Tiffany will be taking her little bag of green maligna dust, of course. Tiffany feels a little weird. She feels a little warm and fuzzy, and that's a new feeling for Tiffany. So she's taking a new sense of positivity occasionally. She is feeling a little bereft though, because she, during the fight, suddenly the dark voice that she has always heard in the back of her mind has disappeared, and so she's not quite sure what she's going back to or how that's gonna turn out.
Well, I think that you will find the next time that you encounter some danger or need to protect your friends, or hop into combat, um, you feel the energy that you felt before. The powers that you have still sort of crackle from within you, but there isn't a voice in your head as you cast these spells and as you draw on this energy. Instead, you hear just the melodic twinkling of chimes in the back of your mind as you use your magic, and it comes with even more strength than before. And what is Big Debbie doing after all of this?
Uh, I- in a wholesome, loving note, I think it's like, after being with a lot of folks who look the same or are the same in a lot of ways, like she's really appreciating herself and the way that she looks and the way she is, and really appreciating finding a sense of self and really loving that. And then also probably tries to find out a way to stay herself when visiting the Barbie world. I think she's breaking a few hearts. Uh, and, that's just how it is sometimes.
That's okay. Everyone in the Barbie realm, I mean, they kind of all have a thing for Big Debbie. They can't help it.
Yeah.
It's raw magnetism. Um, yeah, that is fantastic. Well, you've saved the day. You've returned home, fortified with glitter and the power of friendship, ready to take on whatever tasks come your way. Um, the Mattels will continue on across the realms, known as some of the greatest defenders of good out there. And that's where we will end our story, The Missing Dream Gems, a Barbie adventure. Uh, Thank you all
Thank you,
for
Beth.
playing this
Awesome.
game.
Awesome.
Yay!
Uh,
That was fun.
That was fun.
Incredible.
Yeah.
You guys were great. Why don't we go around the horn one more time? Tell me who you played, what you're doing, where people can find you, anything you want. And let's start with Deb.
Hello, I'm Deb. I was playing Tiffany, the human warlock, who apparently now has Princess Barbie as her warlock patron, which is so great. You can catch me on Instagram at dsweats. I'm there occasionally. I'm here on Wednesdays. Come back tomorrow. We are gonna be finishing our Eastera Intresca's Requiem game, me and Beth and Kev. So come back and see us maybe die or our loved ones die. I don't know. It's going to be a much different tone from this. But yeah, I'm around Wanderer's Haven a lot. So stick around.
Awesome. Deb, so great. I really, this is a compliment. You play a disgruntled character very well. And it's especially fun to watch in the context of these shenanigans. So thank you for bringing that vibe because, of course, we had to have it.
Thanks for having me.
And I guess the next thing I want to know is, Katy, how did you feel about your streaming debut?
You know what? It was completely painless. I was
Yeah.
really nervous about it all this time, and it was really fun. And you guys were all. And yeah, just to wrap up. So again, I'm Katy. I played Millie, Katy O'Lady on all socials, and I play for Cast Eye Podcast wherever you get your podcasts, and also with Crossroad Games on YouTube. Carrie Smith and Company, a bunch of different campaigns there. Every time I play, I'm in cosplay pretty much, even if I'm the only one. So that's a lot of fun. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. I had a
Thank you for playing and bringing your energy and your cosplay. And Millie was just such a delight, just as sugary sweet as everything in Barbieland. And yeah, she really, you brought it, and I appreciate
Thank
that
you.
so much. Yeah.
Thanks.
How about you, Kay? What are you up to? What's going on? Also,
Ah.
thank you for the costume change halfway through the game, coming out Big Debbie and Barbieland. My goodness.
I tried. I also wanted to give my congrats to Katy because I think you did great for your first. I wouldn't even have been able to tell that it was your first. I'd be like, oh, she's old hat. So doing great.
Yeah.
So I'm Kay or
Thank
Kay. You're very welcome. Uh, I'm Kay or Caden Cosmos. I do a lot of art stuff. I just finished up most of my games this last couple, this whole weekend, I suppose. So I only have La Not Eterna coming up not this Friday, but next Friday. That should be the last session that Kev is running. Other than that, I do free online trivia at Sly Fox Trivia on Saturday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to be doing a Pokemon themed game in a couple of weeks as a special event. So you can check that out at slyfoxtrivia.com. Thank you for having me again.
Of
I'm
course.
thrilled to be here.
Yeah, so glad to have you. Very glad that we got to play together 2 nights in a row. I mean, it's the best. We're living the Barbie dream.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fantastic. Thank you for playing. I appreciate all of the all of the fun that you brought to Big Debbie. Um, and how about our big burly barbarian who is forever changed by the Barbieverse?
And then there's my character. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, hi, I'm Kevin, and I'm found online at the socials at KevRan Games. I'm also found here at Wanderer's Haven quite a bit. As you know, Beth and I are part of the production team over here, along with Jeremy, who has been producing tonight, and Miko, who is running our East Terra game tomorrow. It's an absolute blast. We all run, we all play, we all do cool stuff. But yeah, I was playing Kanar of the Glade, who was a wild magic barbarian. We didn't get to see his wild magic effect, but what happened was basically there was going to be flowers growing up out of the ground while he was running around, but that didn't happen. I did roll though, that's what the effect would have been, in case anybody was wondering. But anyway, yeah, so catch us tomorrow. Yeah, playing East Terra. I am playing Develian Illustrial, who is a very well, they thought he was kind of a hoity-toity, stuck-up elf, but there's something else going on. And yes, also on Fridays, I am the U.S. ambassador of Lanata Turner, which is a 5th edition Grimdark campaign setting. Now over from Italy. We do that every Friday. This Friday, however, we're doing a behind-the-scenes lore episode, so that'll be kind of cool. Before next week, we have a finale of another arc before we begin another one. So, Beth, this was a joy. Thank you so very much for letting us play. Katy, you rock. It was so great to share a table with you again. Thanks for sitting in on this with us. Deb and Kay, you guys are always a blessing too. So thank you so very much, everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Kev. Yeah. Oh, I'm Beth. You can find me on social media at Beth Masco, here on the Wanderer's Haven channel, all the time. As both Deb and Kev said, we've got the Ystera finale for this current arc tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm
We're all
ready
gonna
for
die.
it.
It's gonna be great.
We might. You know what? Who knows? But it's
Yeah.
going to be fun either way.
We're gonna 15th level fight one guy, so it's he's got to be a badass, right?
He has to be. We'll see what happens, and maybe you'll see what happens if you join in tomorrow. And then I have a few other things coming up. The next arc of Ystera with Deb, that is going to be great. I'm also going to be playing on the Guild Superior channel. Bleak Season, who we know and love, is running a Lord of the Rings game. So that's coming up in August on Thursdays. So definitely looking forward to jumping into that world. But yeah, super exciting. Thank you all for joining us. This was such a weird situation that came together. Like Kev had said, I was lovingly teased into doing it after mentioning that the Barbie trailer looked good, and this came from it. So I'm very grateful for the loving encouragement of my production team here, and for the excitement from all of you and from my players, and you all made it so much fun. I want to thank a couple folks and entities, I guess, out there. Thank you to Minute Tabletop for supplying the battle map. They do a lot of really cool stuff, so check them out. Not a sponsor, but I like them. Epidemic Sound provided the audio today. We made all of our minis over at Hero Forge. I highly recommend going and playing around and making all of the characters. It's a lot of fun. And super enormous thanks to our wonderful producer and the man of Wanderer's Haven, Jeremy Hochhalter. Thank you so much for embracing the chaos and setting everything up and making it look so pretty. All of the overlays, all of our single frames, it was so good. So thank you, Jeremy. And we hope to see you all back on the channel soon. But that's it. Good night,
Are we
everybody.
gonna raid anybody?
That's a great question. I don't know. We might raid somebody. Why don't you stick around and find out? It's a mystery.
That's right.
Oh, it looks like we're raiding Demiplane RPG. So get ready to be sent over there. But thank you, everybody. This was a lot of fun, and we appreciate you watching.
Down to clown.